be around the brotherhood, they want to try to force you to put on a bow tie again. I said, no, it's not me, man. Why would you want somebody who is telling you, I don't believe that, to be in your ranks? Well, they did it with Wallace. Wallace told, it was very clear, Wallace told everybody, I do not believe in my father's teaching. And they made him the leader. I don't understand your thinking. And then you actually believe you was going to thrive by putting somebody in leadership that did not believe the teachings. What's wrong? Come on. That don't make no sense. So I was wondering, going back and forth and everything. Went to church, which I went to church, and Christian brothers and sisters actually treated me better in the church than they did in the mosque. I never really was able to speak in the temple for whatever reason. I don't know why. I can guess, I can assume, but I really don't know why. But when I went to church, the preacher said, what you want to say, bro? They gave me their rostrum. They gave me their pulpit. Treated me like I was royalty. Every church I went to. I'm pretty sure the Nation of Islam saw value in me, but not like the church. They treated me like royalty, like I was some kind of king. That's a shame, because that which you love don't see your real value. And these other persons that's outside, they always wanted me. Brother, you need to be a Christian. Brother, you need to be a Hebrew Israelite. Brother, you need to be a Jehovah's Witness. Everywhere I went, they wanted me, except the place where I really wanted to be. Didn't really see my value. But see, I don't believe that. And I told the preachers and I told the ministers that I met, I was even approached by some brothers and sisters that was in the nation, came to me, why don't you start your own Nation of Islam? You would be in competition with Minister Farrakhan, so what? Well, I didn't like that. And why should I start something that I really don't believe that, really, you know? I don't believe that. So I'm wondering, excuse me, I was playing with this thing here. I'm wondering, and I'm trying to find something to do. Because for years and years and years, the Nation of Islam was my life. All right? So I'm trying to get back. And, there are videos that I make, and I'm very sure there are some of you who know my face and know who I am. The Nation of Islam know who I am. Minister Farrakhan might not remember, but his international representative, Brother Akbar Muhammad, who was Larry X at the time. I used to work with Larry X almost every day. I went to the temple in 2010, and Brother Akbar, as soon as he recognized me, he said, "Hey, young brother," and we embraced each other like we was old friends, didn't miss a beat. He did not show no type of signs like he didn't like me or nothing like that. It was a wonderful meeting, Brother Akbar. But the sad thing, see, FOI, listen. See, this is the problem with the Nation of Islam for decades. We got this jealousy problem. Y'all do, you got this jealousy problem. See, in 2010, I was going to get that interview with Minister Farrakhan. But there was jealous FOI that did everything they could to keep me away from Minister Farrakhan. Because you could see it in their eyes. Who is this dude coming up the street and he just talking with Brother Akbar like that? Brother Akbar is as close to Minister Farrakhan as you can get. See, what you don't know is, in the early days of the Nation of Islam, that was an all-the-time thing. I was around Minister Farrakhan on many occasions. I was around Minister Farrakhan willing to take a bullet for him. You are in no position to judge me about nothing. In fact, if it was not for my sacrifice, my work, my assistance in helping in that struggle, doing that rebuilding process, you couldn't be where you're at. How many temples did I dedicate? Not only did I dedicate temples, I put the bricks down. I put the cement down. I dust. I clean. You are in no position to tell me about my sincerity. You are in no position to tell me nothing. You are not in a position to judge me at all. That's your problem. Filled with jealousy. You should have been happy that two brothers that have not seen each other in years and years and years come together in a civil manner and be happy to see one another. Jealousy. Because you want to talk to Brother Akbar like that. You want to get close to Minister Farrakhan like that. Here I am off the street, and I was there before you was. They know who I am. They know my family. I don't want to take too long on me. I want to talk about this proposal. This proposal. And, you know, I respect Minister Farrakhan. Has nothing to do with like or dislike. I respect him because he's my elder. I respect him for the good things that he has done throughout the years. In fact, if it was not for Minister Farrakhan, the chance of me talking and speaking to you today probably would not even happen. And that's just the reality of it. And I represent the Reality's temple. I have to tell that truth whether I like it or not, which I don't. It's cool with me. I don't have no problem with it because that's what happened. He's the reason why I'm here. His rebuilding the Nation of Islam is the reason why I decided not to be an entertainer. There are very few people that I actually wanted to meet. Very few. I did want to meet the late and great Michael Jackson. I did. I'm not a fan. I'm not fanatical. I just would like to have met and spoken with Michael, shook his hand, and told him how I admire his music and how he influenced my music that I was trying to do. No more, no less. It has nothing to do with being fanatical. And just recently, I wanted to meet my soul sister, Terry Ellis. And then, to be truthful, I did want to really get close to and speak with Minister Farrakhan, which I was able to do on several occasions. So, I'm wandering in the wilderness, and I decide to try to return to entertainment, which I really did not like. I liked it, but I really didn't care for that, really. And in my dealings with certain idiots trying to do that, I end making bad decisions, being hard-headed, being stupid. I ended up being incarcerated. And that incarceration caused a great change. Some people say for the worse. I say for the better. Because that incarceration, many people, when they become incarcerated, they turn to God. The exact opposite happened to me. I turned away. Well, I always question religion, but I actually turned all the way away from God, spirituality, and all that. My mind became liberated. All the things that I thought I knew, I cast them away and started all over from scratch. And there was only one God I was interested in, and that was who I am, me. All these other spirits and gods don't mean nothing to me. I cried out when I was incarcerated. I cried out for Allah. I cried out for Jesus. I cried out for Buddha. I cried out for the devil. Look, Mr. Devil, if you can get me out of here, I will worship the devil. I want out of here. The devil did not show up, unless the devil is the white man, y'all. The devil didn't show up. Allah didn't show up. Jesus didn't show up. I wrote every black organization, including the Nation of Islam, all the black lawyers, the Urban League, the NAACP. I wrote everybody trying to get help. Nobody helped me. No God, no people, no nothing. So I am on my own. You cannot judge me because you didn't help me. When I was locked up, you didn't come to my aid. You only want me because you can use me? You the one with the problem. You only want me around so I can do something for your ass. I'm not going to be used like that. I'm sorry. You better go somewhere else for that. Not going to happen. But that experience changed my whole way of looking at things. And when you are in a situation that we find ourselves in, the descendants of slaves born in America, having dark skin, the people that I call soul, you're going to need a different view, a different way of looking at things, because clearly what we've been doing, even though some of it may have been successful, what we have been doing in the past clearly is not working. We have to try something different. And then you try to do it for a little while. If it's not working, you got to back up and try something different. The way we do the same things over, marches and protests, voting, education, money, all this stuff that y'all doing over and over again, and you're still in the same condition. And you wonder why. When you are in the same condition, doing the same thing over and over again, they call that, and you think that, and you're expecting a different resolve, that is called insanity. When I was locked up and I was fighting these crackers trying to hold me for the rest of my life, they became my for real enemies. These people, because I would not submit to them, they wanted me dead or locked up the rest of my life. And they told me, without their help, I would be locked up the rest of my life. What I am trying to do is impossible. Nobody has been released without their approval in over 100 years. 100 years. Nobody has been released. Well, like they say in religion, well, I'm speaking to you right now. And the devil thought that he had me. He said he was going to lock me up for the rest of my life because it was impossible. Nobody had escaped them in over 100 years. But when you look into God and yourself, amen. Can I get an amen? When I searched to the God of myself and start using my brain, because God gave me a brain. Why don't y'all learn how to use it? Your brain is good for you. Use your brain. Stop reading all these damn books, because the books is limited in information according to somebody else's brain. Learn how to use your own brain. I use my own brain, y'all. I use my own brain, and it gave me the solution. And I did not hate the white man. I did not hate the Chinese man. I used whatever man I could get my hands on so they could give the information in their brain, so I could learn, so I can develop, so I can find a solution to my problem. And guess what? I'm talking to y'all now, because your brother done the impossible. I've done the impossible on an individual level. I've done the impossible. Nobody ain't done that in 100 years. Well, family, the winning streak is over. The 100-year drought is over. Let the rain fall, because I'm bringing in the thunder. Woo, don't you love it? Man, Do you know how I felt when you see your enemies crumble at your feet? Do you know how it feels when you see the sadness and look like they're getting ready to cry? When your enemies lose. Here I am, one little guy fighting the state of Missouri, using the tools that they created and beat them at their own game. We can do the same thing, y'all. Well, whoo, yes, Lord. Yes, Lord. If you want to praise Jesus, do it. If you want to praise Allah, whoever you want to give credit, but use your brain. That's what I've done. That's what it's going to take. Use your brain. Your brain is flexible. It is you who keeping your brain and your thinking process rigid. That's not going to work in our situation. We have to have our brains able to be flexible. You have to stop thinking in these rigid forms of thought. They say in the chat room, I think our positive voice is capable of generating waves of healing and balance. Yes. Yes. Hey, Veronica, how you doing? Welcome to church. I'm taking my time today. Got my little water here. And that's enough about me. I just wanted to give you a little background on myself, because really it's a long story. I try to make it short as possible, but I just want folks to know you can't judge me. You don't know what I've been through. And you don't know, since you did not create me, you did not make me, but God did. You don't know what you don't know what plans God had for me at all. You're in no position to judge me at all. I respect the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan. I respect the FOI. Ooh, and the beautiful MGT. Wow. Just thinking about MGT. Oh, wow. I'm sorry, Terry. See, Terry Ellis is not an MGT. In a way, yes, you are, sister. And, you know, I want to say this, too. Now, I'm wearing the FOI, the Nation of Islam. That's how we dress. Technically, I'm still a FOI, whether you like it or not. I am a child of Elijah Muhammad, whether you like it or not. Whether you like it or not. Elijah Muhammad is my daddy, just like he is of yours. And there are people, that's where I come from. There are people who talk about the hand signs. I don't know what hand signs you talk about. When most people begin to talk, they just move their hands. I am not a Mason. I don't know nothing about Masonry. None of that crap. I don't know nothing about it. I was taught in the Nation of Islam that this bow tie represents wings. See, it's like the shape of a wing. If it was big, put it on your back, it'd be like wings. Because we are angels to our people. I'm an angel. This is Angel Snup Nup 7 channel. I am Angel Snup Nup 7. I am an angel. So all that masonry stuff, the signs with the hands, I was gonna make a sign with my hand, but that'll be sort of profane. And and you tell me what Mason that sign represents. Oh man. Oh. Is God in the house? I think God is, but it's not the type of God y'all thinking about. And even so, God gave us a brain. We refuse to use it. We want to listen to other people. If you listen to other people all the time, there's nothing wrong with listening to other people. But when you begin to depend on them to think for you and you don't want to use your brain, you are doing your own self a disservice, because you might have the answer. You look into somebody else for the answer and you had it all the time. Just like the story of Dorothy and the Wizard of Oz. She's going everywhere. I want to see the wizard, the wonderful Wizard of Oz. Da, 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 da. And then come to find out, the wizard was just an ordinary person. He didn't have no power. And Dorothy had the power to go home all the time. She didn't have to go find the Wiz, the Oz, whatever his name is. The Wizard of Oz. The power she was looking for, and the power she was looking for somebody else, she had it all the time. Man, think for yourself. Use this for a change. Like my teacher told us when I was little. Put on your thinking cap. Now I want to leave that and bring the proposal that I would like to say and present to Brother Farrakhan and the Nation of Islam. And why do you want to approach the Nation of Islam? Because the Nation of Islam, whether y'all like it or not, is the smartest, the most intelligent, the most organized, the most disciplined, the most influential group that we have in this country at this time. Call me a lie. Minister Farrakhan in 1995 called 1 million men to Washington, D.C., and he got 2 million. Who else since that time has done that? Nobody. Well, you see, yeah, but Farrakhan, it don't make no difference. Who cares about the past? We're talking about the now. If Brother Farrakhan, if you really want to leave something on the map and you will never be forgotten in prosperity, I'm going to offer you a proposal. And if we, not you, not just the Nation of Islam, if we can pull this off, woo, let me tell y'all something. Are y'all ready to go? Are y'all ready to get on the soul train? Choo, 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 choo. Are y'all ready? You ready to get on the soul train? Okay. Let me get a little drink. Here we go. What I want to present to us is very simple, yet complex. And the complexity comes simply as you just don't want to do nothing. That's what makes it complex. That's what makes it technical. Because really it's simple. Minister Farrakhan was talking about, in one of his speeches, he was talking about a little boy was teaching him. And he was proud, Minister Farrakhan, you was proud to say that this little boy was teaching you something, because he was teaching you something about ants. And this is the reality's temple on earth. My teacher is nature. My teacher is the listening to the subconscious mind. So this little boy was teaching you about ants. I'm going to give you an example. Ants are one of the most successful life forms on this planet. Ants can be found on every continent except Antarctica. You know why? Because it's too dang cold and the ground too dang hard to be trying to drill through, and you don't have no real resources in Antarctica. But everywhere else, you're going to find some kind of ant. Ants are well-disciplined. Ants are smart. Ants are intelligent. Ants are organized. Ants are unified. That makes them some bad mama jamas. Now look, I was watching one of those nature programs, and this big centipede, okay, this bottle is the centipede. This big centipede was rolling around, and these ants start coming. Now, look how big this centipede compared to a little ant. I wish I had something to compare the sizes, but we don't. Now, one ant can't do nothing. One ant can't do nothing with this centipede. However, when the ants work as a team, these little small ants took down this large millipede, this big caterpillar looking thing. Oh, wow. See, let's learn from the ant. I want you to keep that story in mind when thinking about the ant. See, look, your oppressor, woo, your oppressor is like that millipede. But if you work as a team, and look at this, I'm going to combine this with something. How many of you have ever taken martial arts? Raise your hand. Wing Chun, what'd you say? Wing Chun Kung Fu? You took that? Okay, that's cool. Karate? Okay. Now, anybody in martial arts know when somebody gripped your hand, what's the first thing that you do to break the grip? You do not attack the whole hand. Use your whole hand against their thumb, against one of the fingers, because your whole hand is stronger than one of their fingers or their thumb. That's what you grab, and you break the grip. You break the grip by twisting against the weakest part of their hand. See what I'm saying? So see, if the United States of America is this caterpillar, if this United States of America is the hand that's keeping you in trap, you don't try to fight. See, that's what we've been trying to do. We always talk about the United States government. You are not strong enough. You are not in a position to do anything to the United States government. However, however, see, I really don't like coming out like this, y'all. I really don't, because when I was fighting them crackers, when I was locked up, you should always have the element of surprise. Let them wonder about what you're going to do. Always have the element of surprise on your side. But in this situation, you know how we are. We're not brotherly. I can't make a telephone call. Can I come to Chicago and speak to Minister Farrakhan? Some of these brothers and sisters, I write them emails all the time. They don't want nothing to do with me. You can't talk to them. So the only way that they're going to listen is you got to make a video. You have to talk out in the public. That's a damn shame. That's a damn shame. But unfortunately, that's a reality. But it's all right, because if you do it right, when I made my moves on those devils when I was locked up, it didn't make no difference whether they knew or didn't know. They weren't going to stop my activity because I was just that good. And if you think, see, it goes back to using your brain. Let your brain sit back. Turn off the lights a little bit. Stop thinking about somebody's panties. Stop thinking about somebody's underwear. Stop thinking about all these crazy things that we do. Sit back, concentrate. How am I going to get this? How am I going to do this? Stop thinking about getting high, getting drunk. Think about how I have an enemy. I have a millipede. How am I going to beat this fella? That's the way you have to think. Because I'm not strong like this cat. I don't have the power. But clearly, he can be taken down. Now, so what are you going to propose? Keep in mind what I just said, brothers and sisters. Y'all there? Okay. Now, I have not done full research. I'm just going by the way things look. Again, this is simple yet complex. I haven't done the research. That's where the Nation of Islam comes in. Because the Nation of Islam And many of you, y'all good at research. Y'all good at research. Y'all good at fact finding. So let's get the facts. Let's get this together. Let's see if it really is plausible. Let's see if it really is possible. I think that it is. I don't think it's necessary. It's good to get the facts so we know exactly what we're dealing with. This is a nationwide effort. The nation, it don't take all of us, but a nice percentage. If a nice percentage of us support this activity, woo, man, look. Brother, get to it, man. I'm excited. What you gonna say? Here we go. Look. This is what I propose. I say that it don't necessarily have to be this state. I'm looking at the state of Mississippi. I heard through the grapevine, and I was talking to my assistant minister, and we was talking about the state of Mississippi. It's one of the poorest states in the union. Nobody don't really talk about the state of Mississippi. The reason why I'm looking at the state of Mississippi is because it's supposed to have a very large African American soul brother and sister population. This is what I propose. Oh man. This is what I propose. I say that we start a campaign, and you have to look at this as a military operation, because really that's what it is. It's a military operation, but we're not using guns. We're not using tanks. We're not using none of that type of stuff. We're using what is available to us by law under the United States government. You're going to use the laws and the policies that they gave us. All right? This is what we have to do. Since we already have a vast majority of soul brothers and sisters in the state of Mississippi, I propose that we start a campaign where we begin to move to the state of Mississippi. It's already have a large population of brothers and sisters there anyway. I say that all of those who are able, all of us begin to move to the state of Mississippi. Why? Because if you move to the state of Mississippi and all of us are thinking the same kind of way, then your voting power will become power, and you can vote in and put in the government whoever you want, from the local to the state and the small municipalities. You can put into power those people who represent us, and we represent, and we create an agenda for those politicians that we put into power. We support, as a nation, we support anybody who wants to go to the state of Mississippi so that we can take advantage of the voting power. So all over the country, all of our brothers and sisters who are homeless, they can find a home. We get them and support them, let them go to the state of Mississippi and get them residency in the state of Mississippi so they can begin voting. And we can win the governor's house. If you can control you don't have to worry about trying to control the politics of the whole nation. Just control the state of Mississippi. Do you know what can happen for us? Look, do you know what can happen to us, for us, if we control the state of Mississippi? The state of Mississippi is poor. It don't have to be that way. This is a sink or swim situation. Either you're going to sink or you're going to swim. I believe we can swim. There's no doubt about it. When you boycott and when you march, once you begin to take control of the political system in the state of Mississippi, your voting and your marching has power. So you can march for the death of Stephon Clark, don't mean nothing. You can march and protest because Trayvon Martin was killed, don't mean nothing. But if you control a state, if you can control if you can get into the governor house, whoo, man, do you understand all the doors? Those of you who keep talking about, I want to build a nation. I want to build a nation. That's your beginning. The state of Mississippi opened all those doors. The beginning of your nation, the nation of Islam. This is your nation. All y'all nation builders, this is your nation. And you'll still be a part of the United States. Your lifestyle don't change. The only thing that's going to change is you get power, something you never had. You get opportunities that you've never seen before. So you want trade with Africa. All the states in the union, all the governors, all the politicians, they go back and forth to different countries trying to get business for their state. You can trade with Africa or China or whoever the hell you want to start business with. Put our people to work. You don't want to force nobody to do nothing. You go into the state of Mississippi, and we start a campaign with the brothers and sisters who are already there. We want to build a certain mentality. You can't be a nigger or a Negro trying to pull this off. Of course, everybody is not going to join you, but you got to look at it this way. You ever see dogs bark? Then all of a sudden the dog stopped barking, and one stupid dog all by himself, and pretty soon he started looking around. The other dog's like, why are you barking? We shut up a long time ago. See, when you begin to make those moves, those who are against you, they're going to feel stupid. Why aren't you on board? All this is positive for us. This is something that other people talk about. This is what they want us to do. So why would they have a problem? Oh, they're going to have a problem. They're going to have a problem because they don't want us really to do good. But see, the Honorable Elijah Muhammad asked the United States government, you need to give us a few states or whatever. You know, and I know they're not going to give you nothing, so we can take it. Take it like the ants done that millipede. You're not fighting the whole United States. You just want the state of Mississippi. You want to go in and take control of the state of Mississippi. And if you take control of the state of Mississippi, you put yourself in a position to ask the United States government, say, look, you have some of our brothers and sisters in your prison systems. Look, why don't you give them to us and put them on probation? They will never leave the state of Mississippi. We'll make sure of that. And set them free. Give them to us. Give all our political prisoners, give them to us. Matter of fact, we can ask for almost anybody as a state. You can make that request. Whether they do it or not, we don't know. But as a state, give us our drug addicts. Give us our people in these prison systems. Because you're setting up a state of rehabilitation. And that's the mindset that you're creating going into the state of Mississippi. And you're going to put our people to work from the oldest to the youngest. The state of Mississippi should become something, we should create something that we're known for. And I say that we go into the earth, whatever land that is available in the state of Mississippi, we need to take advantage of it and go into the earth and grow our food organically, real organic. I'm not talking about what's classified by the United States government. If we can go into the earth and produce real organic milk, real organic chicken, real organic tomatoes, real organic everything, we can become the state of organic food. There's a big wide market all over the planet for organic, real organic food. That's what we would be known for. And that's where our the strength of our business. Not only are we feeding ourselves, but we are creating an economy based on something the world wants, which is organic food. This is a team effort, and it's more and more important for the preachers and the pastors and the ministers, all those in the religious community. You must really go to work and be out in the street so that we can encourage our people to stop drinking, stop drugging, and all these other things that is hindering our progress. And while we work, when you are successful and people see what they build with their own hands, oh, man. See, we need to get up out of the mentality that we're used to. When you are successful, don't mean that you have to live in a multi-million-dollar mansion. All of us, we learn how to live modestly. And the money that we would be throwing away trying to live big shot, we invested in our people. And more of our brothers and sisters can come to Mississippi and help us, and help us create the promised land that Dr. King said we would get there, but he wouldn't be able to get there with us. It's simple, y'all. Just like the ants. Just like the ants. All these doors will open for you if you can take over that state. And if you see yourself successful in that endeavor, it don't stop with Mississippi. Right next door is Alabama. Then right door after that is Georgia. You just don't know everything that you thought you wanted in life. The doors will begin to open. But it's going to take sacrifice, suffering, maybe even death. But it's worth it because freedom, justice, and equality has a price. We have to be different. We have to encourage our people to be righteous. You understand? Living a righteous life will give you heaven on earth. Mississippi will become your heaven. Alabama will become your heaven. Georgia will become your heaven. You don't have to go thousands and thousands of miles away to Africa. But when you are successful doing that, look. If you are successful in doing that, look what you can do for Africa, for those of you who love Africa. Everything begins to open up. The heavens begin to open up for us. Oh, my chat room. Thank you. Knowledge is power. Just think about it. And nobody is thinking about the state of Mississippi. It's poor. Nobody cares nothing about Mississippi. It's there for the taking. The Million Man March is wonderful. We don't want to degrade the Million Man March. We don't want to degrade Justice or Else. We don't want to degrade the March of 1963. But this, yo, I'm jumping for joy in my seat. If we can get this and begin to pull this off, our suffering, our sojourn, our hard sojourn in America will be over. The heaven on earth that the Honorable Elijah Muhammad spoke about will become a reality. If you want it. It's not about who gives a damn about who gets the damn credit. I don't care if I never get credit. I just want the job done. I want to be on the winning team. That's all I care about. I want to be able to go to the state of Mississippi and feel like I'm in heaven. Because that's exactly what we would be doing. We would be creating heaven on earth. And everybody, and don't think and everybody is going to copy you. Everybody else is going to want to do the same thing. But we want to be able to do it first. We have to do it first. And I believe if we do this right, like I said, there's a lot of things I want to talk about. I can't do it on a video. But if you do it right, I truly believe that our Hollywood community, our music community, our business community, brothers and sisters that would have nothing to do with black struggle, I believe they would get on board, whether it's directly or indirectly, because they see that you're serious and you really make it move. And we're going to do this with or without you. Working together. A system of checks and balances. I also want to refer you to my video. It's going to be in the description box. Real solution for the problems of black people in America. So we put these, you put that video by this video side by side. We have to organize. We have to organize, unify as a people. I know you hear it all the time. But see, don't depend on all the people. We have enough. I know that we have enough soldiers. We have enough those with sincere hearts. We can get this job done. And believe me, all the rest will follow. They really don't have too much of a choice because man, you're doing it. Those guys took over a state. Can you imagine Minister Farrakhan being the governor of the state of Mississippi? And see, this is another thing I want to tell y'all before I leave. See, once you control the state of Mississippi and you get a good grip, it don't have to stay Mississippi. We can call the state of Mississippi, we can call it New Africa. I don't care. I just want to be in heaven. Y'all can name it New Africa or whatever. So when these devils tell you, why don't you go back to Africa? I will. I'm going to New Africa. See what I'm saying? That's right. I'm going back to Africa. New Africa. Jackson, New Africa. Not Jackson, Mississippi. Jackson, New Africa. Not Tunica, Mississippi. Tunica, New Africa. Woo! The door is open for. The door is there for the taking. Just play it smart. Use the tools that your enemy gave you. By the time your enemy can respond, it's too late. You already in there and got it going on. Oh wow! See, I'm excited. See, I know it can be done. I don't have to do a lot of research. You can see it's there for the taking. Who told you that, brother? Maybe God. God gave me a brain. Why don't you use it? Maybe God talks to me. Maybe so. Who knows? You tell me why this can't work. The reason why it can't work, because you don't want to do a damn thing. You are comfortable being a damn Negro-ass slave. That's why it won't work. Otherwise, why it can't work? Put our people to work. Nobody in the state of Mississippi, everybody will have something to do, including the babies. And the little children. Children like to help grown folks get stuff done. Let's go to work. Be the hardest working people on the planet. Why? Because you're creating heaven. Not only are you creating heaven for yourself, you may not know this, but you are actually will be changing the reality of the world. Did you hear what I said? You and I will actually be changing the reality of the world, bringing it from hell to heaven, bringing them from wrong to right. Because you are creating a righteous environment. I thought that's what y'all wanted. Nothing involuntarily. But I can guarantee you, when people see a certain way of life, you can have fun being righteous. You can have fun working real hard. You can live a good life and don't have to be greedy, trying to buy all the houses, trying to buy all the cars. Learn how to love yourself. When you go to the state of Mississippi, when you see a black man, you see God. Can the church say amen? When you see a black man, you see God. When you see a black man, you know he got soul. He's a soul man. He's a soul man. Yes. Woo. I'm excited. I know it can be done. The best people that can get this done and be successful, who can lead the charge, because you are leaders. When I was in the Nation of Islam, I was told I was a leader. You are the leaders. You are the general. Let's go to war, general, and lead the charge. What you want to do? We're getting ready to create heaven on earth. You can take control of the state of Mississippi. That's exactly what you've done. You open the doors. And you know what you also have done? You've done the impossible. You've done the impossible, just like I did. Them Negroes would never get together. They'll never be nothing. You made people alive. You've done the impossible. And all our patriots from the past, from Malcolm to Dr. King, Elijah Muhammad, Denmark Vesey, Paul Robeson, and the list goes on and on. All of them can finally rest in peace and say, wow, they finally made it. Our children finally made it. It's time. Even your books, your holy books say and told you it's time. The only thing holding you back is ourselves. So jot down your comments. Give me some feedback. I would hope that somebody who represents the Nation of Islam or just brothers and sisters, FOI, MGT in general, come speak to your brother and let's talk about this, because I really truly feel that it's not something that makes us feel good. Because when you think about it, it should make you feel good. But it's plausible and it's possible, and it can become a reality quicker than you believe. And finally, before I take my last breath, Brother Farrakhan, before you take your last breath, maybe it's possible before they lay us down for the final time, we can really rest in peace knowing, you know, they're going to be all right. And you can feel good about yourself because we had something to do with that. And we will be the greatest generation ever produced by these so-called Negroes. We will always be remembered. We created heaven on earth, and we were able to break this evil and wicked cycle that has been going on for thousands of years. We were able to destroy it once and for all, and it never raised its nasty head again. I love it. I do. I love it. I love it more than I like Terry Ellis. Come on, Terry. Come on now. So I'm out of here, y'all. Let that marinate, and let's speak about it. Let's share this video. Let's get it out here, and let's get to talking on this. If you want to debate for hours and hours and hours, debate on this. Who cares about what Elijah Muhammad did 50 years ago, Malcolm did, what the Egyptians did 5,000 years ago? Let us debate about how we are going to change reality right now and make it better, if not for us, for our little babies that come after us. It's our responsibility as adults. Or are you the boy that the cracker callers all the time? With that said, y'all, I want to thank everybody in the in the chat room. I hope that my proposal was worth the wait to hear, and I think that it is. That's right. Those who dwell in the past are doomed to repeat it, says the chat room. That's true. That's why we should stop dwelling in it. Learn from the past, but don't dwell in it, because right now some of us are caught up in that mentality. I don't have time for it. I would like to see us successful. And when I take that final breath, I want to be able to say in my mind, they on their way. They are on their way. So to my chat room, thanks. I would like to thank everybody for participating in your comments. And I hope that you would, once the video get posted, I would hope that you would say a little something once the video get posted, because you know how it is. I don't know. I think they're starting to show the comments on these live chats later on too. But anyway, give me some feedback. Let me know what you think. And just like Don Cornelius always said in pardon, until next time, y'all, this is your brother, Soul Brother number 1, Angel Snub number 7. And I wish us love, peace, and soul. Till next time, y'all.